So the next session is on leveraging AI for road mapping in Tanzania, and the presentation is by Tony John.
My name is Tony John, manager at Open Map Development Tanzania, which is a local NGO, specifically registered in Tanzania. So we have in doing our activity, we have one of our activities which is coding. We are doing road import by using artificial intelligence. So this I'm going to share our knowledge and methodology on why are we doing this artificial intelligence to do import. Basically, our target in Tanzania is to make sure that we are mapping the whole towns, so big regions of big towns, by make sure that all areas are connected by roads, and also we have sufficient data, road data in these areas to make sure that the town is successful, and also various data users or development agencies are being able to access these roads and which provide us information for various users. As you can see that in our map here, the green, the yellow dot here is the road that is being added by our team. Like I said, we selected the first of all, we selected the 10 regions. The main reason for selecting these regions is because, first of all, there are areas where there is high population compared to other areas. And also there are growing towns, and also the others, these regions which are having the high per capita income compared to other regions or other towns. And also the other reasons is to make sure that we are having enough OSM data, specifically road data in these areas. So to make sure that people are being able to access, and also make sure that we are links between other people, like developers and the businesses people, to develop various apps and various apps and software, by making that the data is available. When data is available, they need it. So in doing our activities, we are having actually like four tools. We are making sure that the first one is having the tasking manager by itself. Also, we make sure that we are having mapping guidelines to make sure that we are maintaining the quality of the road that we are importing. The other one is the tool that we are using is Josin, which has been added the functionality of mapping with AI. The another one is that we are doing, we're adding activities, is we are doing a truthing to this term that we are doing online or doing remote digitization of roads. So we set the one regional term to do truthing. By setting the task manager is specific for this task of road import by using artificial intelligence. We have Facebook or Meta team developed in collaboration with support. They developed a specific task manager which is specifically for road import, to make sure that road that's being digitized or adding this activity in this project is being monitored, and it's also they are maintaining the same quality. So this task manager is easy for Facebook team or Meta team to maintain or to monitor their incoming data, and also when you are doing the validation, will be in the same page. So at the end of the day, we have a unique data all over the country, over another country that are being there is this project. So there is specific, like I said, there is specific task manager, and also we are importing the data by using various different OSM accounts. So for our team here, we have import accounts specific for importing the roads. The other, like I said, is by making sure that we are maintaining the data quality, and data quality also we are complying to OSM tagging, also we are complying to other users requirements, having mapping guidelines specific, so we customize the mapping guideline according to our country. Make sure that the data users like tunnels, the addresses responsible for roads, they can access in this data. And also in the legislation in Tanzania, so that I need to comply with these laws. So the other one is, like I said, is we are mapping with AI, but the main tool that we are using is JOSM. So the JOSM, it had the functionality. So by AI functionality, like we have a specific plugin which is specifically for road input road input in these activities. So this map with I also to connect it has connection with this task manager, also task manager. So where you can see the mappers, we have a specific road input. This road input is simplified for data quality assurance. Also, it is easy to manage the team incoming data by having the specific input account. So like you can see in our video here, this AI it's detected the road automatically in a certain area. So our task is to make sure that we are connecting these roads being detected by the AI, and also to improve these roads which are being detected by AI. So generally this AI tool is simplified and make our work being fast, and they also being fast, and they also being simple to map. As that it helps us to map a big area within a short time, because it directs us where the road is found. So for us, our task is to connect the roads and also to add the tags that are being required or to be appeared in a road. Another tool that we are using, apart from using it for online. So in adding our value to our data that we've been importing in a task is by doing gum truthing. Gum truthing is an activity that we designed. We decided to do in our work is online. So we did our gum truthing because when we were mapping in various regions, we found that the area is outdated, and also some areas we cannot detect the feature that's found there. So it's different sometimes to tag a certain roads, but properly. So we decided, or we did gum truthing to area that is problematic it is challenging when you are digitizing. So because when you're digitizing, it is very challenging, and by making sure that we are making sure that the data is being quiet, in task manager, the task it has 3 phases. We have editing phase, we have review phase, also we have publishing phase. So when we're digitizing, and this area that was very challenging, we did editing. So when we are reviewing is when come this idea of doing truthing in order to publish. So when you are reviewing and you publish, you have to make sure that is the information that you are adding to the load is correct. So this is where we come with the idea of doing truthing. So from there we customize, we identify those problematic areas, points in a satellite image. So we go in physically to those areas and see what's actually there, and also that information that we collected there, it helps us to tag properly the load out there. So apart from doing truthing, there are other activities other activity we did to make sure that we are adding value to this data that we are digitizing or we are importing. The one is we created the street names because when we are doing remote, it's different. It's difficult to name or to tag the street names. So we did street names to those areas that we imported. We mapped. Also, we did a mapping to capture the street view of the street of the area that we did a computing and in the town. Also, we did a public transport stops in mapping, uh, and stops. We did collect information on these areas to make sure that people, even a newcomer in a certain area, can access, especially those who are using public transport, can access various areas or various bus stops when using this map data. Like they are planning when somebody is using like Osemant can access this data because we are putting to OSM, where the person who is using the maps can access this information. So this one we collected this found it is very useful, and also we did it to maintain a relationship between when we can put things where we did a workshop with this the agents that is particularly for maintaining this rural urban roads in Tanzania. So we did a workshop there, so they have request of some information, so that we via this grassroots activities is where we new skills of relationship between the agents. Also, we developed the relationship with the Institute of Rural Development Planning by using the youth mappers, because so from our grassroots activity, since we use the youth mappers from that institute. So from there we developed the relationship. Also we added data to our data set. Also we are able to upload the data to add the data to the OSM. So generally is how we did our activities with AI. So you can you can you can see here there is updated the blog post, so you can visit can see our activity that we are doing since January 2019. Currently, you can see you can visit our blog post to see how we are doing. We are doing a lot of import. Our So it is help generally it helps us to improve or to the data will that we mapped to be shared with the specific institution. So it's been helpful to other clients or other loan partners in all. Thank you for listening me. So I would like to ask you if there is questions, suggestions for improving our work. So you are warm welcome. Thank you, guys.
Okay, thank you, Tony, for that presentation, and apologies for the audio issues that we've had earlier. So we'll go straight to the Q&A, and we have two questions that have been asked. So the first one is by Janet Chapman, and she asks if you can explain how you used per capita income in selecting where to map.
Okay, thank you. So guys, for the video having a low sound, I would like to respond to the James Chapman question. For the James Chapman question, basically what we did is we have these 10 regions, Dar es Salaam. So what we did when we were looking for per capita income, we just look on the region that which are contributing, they have a high large contribution to the national economy. For instance, we selected the Shinyanga because Shinyanga is a mining center, so it's contributing a high in a national in a GDP as a region. So basically, we did it so to select those first 10 regions.
Okay. Thanks. I hope that answers you, Janet. Then also the second question from her. On your last slide, you mentioned that you did capture images, street level imagery on Mapillary. So the question is, how did you use the Mapillary images? Like, how did that tie back to the project?
Okay, thank you. Okay, yeah, Janice, to clarify that, we was looking into per capita income for a region, for a certain region in a contribution to the national economy. Also, I would like to respond to the question of material. We did it to our project to have a city view for Mapo that we digitized online to have a city view for certain Dodoma. Also, they use this specifically going to Talula, the agency which is responsible for rural and urban maintenance. So we did it so that and we just did a workshop to just to see city view for certain roads. When they want to improve, they can see the situation of roads. So generally we taught them how to use material and also to download this data and use for various uses. So basically, we are probably to we share it to the public so that they can use the one of the user. It was Tarora because we taught them how to download it and how to fetch or to dig on those data, especially in the material platform.
Okay,
Thank you.
great. Uh-huh. You have something else to add on that?
And no,
Okay. The last question would be, what was the community feedback or like the outlook and the response in using the Map with AI platform, as opposed to traditionally mapping using ID or JOSM?
sorry, come again. Sorry.
Yeah, like basically the question is just that, like, what was the feedback from the community on using the Map with AI platform, as opposed to like what you've been doing traditionally, just using imagery and ID editor and JSON?
Yeah, I think that this one we are for Map with AI, we are using two different platforms. For Indonesia, we are using Lap ID, and for Tanzania, we also use JOSEM to just to test how fast and how quick it is. So, in strong internet connection, they use Rapid ID, and in Tanzania, we're using JOSEM. So, we are generally it is the same as mapping with JOSEM. We have satellite imagery. For example, for us, we are using Digital Globe or Maxa because they do a live update when you are using it. So there is live update. So it is sometimes updated imagery provided by the Maxa team. I mean the Maxa team and also Facebook or Meta. They recommend to use those imagery. Yeah, and also to yeah, I see some questions from Janet also. Okay, do you allow me to respond?
Yeah, go ahead. You can answer the next two.
Okay. Yeah, and our next step is we have done with those 10 regions or 10 towns. So we have added another 8 regions or towns. So our aim is to map to make Tanzania be connected by having this that load data set in all over the country. So we are going step by step. We start 10, then we are going to 8. So after ending with this 8, we are hoping so the support from Meta we can add additional projects.
Okay. Then there's one more question by Ilya, but I would request you to answer the same on the comment section just because of time. Basically, is that he was asking what's more important, if it's mapping main roads or having all the roads mapped, but then having a lot of false positives from RAPID. So I'd request you to answer that on chat. Same also for the question that Janet has asked on how community groups in those areas can be involved. So kindly answer those on chat, but thank you so much for joining us and sharing with us about your project.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.